Hey y'all, we're talking about the first platinum right here, and this is the Arnaud Lambert Clos Mazurique from the Saumur appellation in Loire, and these Cab Franc, this 100% Cab Franc wine. The grapes are from Breze or Chateau de Breze, which are some of the most desirable vineyards in Loire right now for a Cab Franc. So Saumur appellation in Loire that's known specifically for dry rosés and dry reds based off of Cab Franc. And Breze itself, the soil makeup, the climate, it's the microclimate, I should say, it's more akin to Champagne than it is to the rest of Loire. So what that results in are these just blowing acidity-driven reds and just really, really hearty ones that this is a perfect representation of. So let me pour it in. So it kind of has this ruby thing. There's definitely like some purpleness to this, like I'd say purple hues, or it's just full on like ruby color. There's a tiny bit of rim variation, not a whole lot. And again, when I'm talking about rim variation, I'm talking about the intensity of the color and how it kind of fades to the outside. In the center, it's more like just deep ruby. You can still see it through the glass, but not too well. And then it goes on and gets onto this lighter red, almost pinkish color. Yeah, on the nose, it smells like just lush red fruit. Think plums, a little bit of raspberry in there. Um, you get a little bit of savoriness, kind of a green aspect, phenolic compounds, like a green bell pepper note. I'll get into that a little bit later, but you definitely get a little bit of that. Definitely some woodiness in there, like kind of a stemmy note almost, like the skins, seeds, stems, that kind of thing. And you can definitely already kind of sense the acidity and just like not sharpness. Sharpness isn't the right word, but just kind of the zinginess of this wine overall, for lack of a better term. Yeah, that is phenomenal. So definitely a little bit of like earthiness to it overall. Definitely a little bit of a phenolic note, that green bell pepper note. Not nearly as much as you would find in other Cab Franc based regions in Loire, like Chinon, which is really well known for these like super savory bell pepper driven wines. It's not quite that much, but it's just enough to keep everything interesting. You get these plush red fruits, full bodied, high acid, and the tannins themselves are not super prevalent. They take on almost this woody tannin feel overall. So just overall, a super well balanced, delicious wine. It doesn't see any oak whatsoever. This is a 2019 vintage. It's super fresh, and it's super interesting to see a wine that can just get popped out the next year that has this much complexity to it. If we're thinking of food to pair this with, you're probably going to want to pair it with like kind of a not steak, just short of steak, maybe something like a pork or a lamb-based dish overall. But yeah, just a super phenomenal wine to kick off the Platinum Reds with.